Hi everybody, welcome back to another 10 minutes of astrology. Today we are going to be talking about the new moon happening on June 18th, 2023 at midnight 37 minutes Eastern Standard Time and 4:37 a.m. Universal Time. So I'm going to pull up the chart, point out a couple of things, and then we'll get started. So where is the new moon? That is going to be down here in Gemini at 26 degrees 43 minutes. This is going to be square Neptune and Pandora, which is not on the chart. Pandora is right about here at 26 degrees and 27 minutes. So these are square. The sun and moon is square Neptune and Pandora. And then we're going to talk about Mercury down here at 11 degrees in Gemini. This is going to be sextile Venus in Leo at 11 degrees. And we're also going to talk about Saturn here at 7 degrees of Pisces and the sextile that it is making to Jupiter here in Taurus at 6 degrees. It's less than a degree off. It's just in different numbers. So now we're going to back out and talk about it. What does all of this mean? Well, the sun in Gemini is a very back and forth mental configuration. This is a daily thing. The sun is always going to be considered a daily thing in astrology. So the moon, on the other hand, in Gemini, the moon does not like being in Gemini. It is, the moon as it stands is emotional. It's how you internalize the outer world and how you view yourself. So the moon in Gemini, people and this time in general, is you are emotionally internalizing things that are going back and forth in your head. It is just a mental ping pong ball match. It's back and forth mentally. Gemini is a very mental placement, and the moon is a very emotional planet. So it's this back and forth mental today that will strike something new. Gemini is very creative. They are very communicative. Mercury is also here in Gemini, which is its home placement. So it is very communicative. There's a lot of good ideas. It's a lot of new. There may have been some new decisions that you're really excited about that could potentially be your detriment if you don't have kind of the right alignments to go with this, or it could be to your benefit. It can kind of go either way with Gemini. Gemini is also a lot about childhood friends, and so it could be that you're hanging out with an old school friend or your children. Gemini is also associated with children and playing and having fun and not really a whole lot of responsibility. So there could be something new coming up or new that has just happened that is a mental emotional back and forth. It could be positive or negative. That we are going to be experiencing here. The square here to Neptune and Pandora. So this is deep. This is the unknown ethereal territory. Neptune is about your spiritual connection to whatever you want to call it, whether it be God or your higher self. It is ethereal. The way I like to describe Neptune is it is the feeling you get when you're in the presence of the great creator. So that is in its home placement in Pisces. Pandora, the myth about Pandora's box, you open it, you don't know what you're going to get. It can be good or bad. It's really unknown in Pisces. This could be a slowdown time, a time when you will see more talks about addiction, because Pisces is known kind of not only for its inability to be held. Pisces represents the fish in its higher form, the whale. So it's very slippery to hold on. You could be seeing people suffering with more depression. This square is a very negative aspect with a lot of very big things going on. So you have really big new things that you quite can't grasp yet, just like me being unable to talk about it because I guess my speech here is just impeded. Anyway, that is just this new box of the unknown that could be drawing up addictions and depression, and it's just battling where you're trying to go in this universe, and there's just something stopping you this day, or that's starting and you're overwhelmed spiritually by it. So this is concerning because it's so deep and it's today, and it's just like a big kind of wow factor. Some unexpected can be happening that will hit in a place that you weren't expecting emotionally. So be prepared for that. Now I'm going to talk about a lot of positives. We have sextiles going on. Sextiles and trines are always some of the best interactions and the best alignments. Mercury sextile Venus is awesome. Mercury is in its home placement in Gemini. So we're communicating, we're giving ideas, we're being creative, we're doing new things. Like this can all be really positive. Sextile Venus, Venus in Leo is, loving your family. So Leos, I haven't talked a whole lot about because it's not been Leo season. We're, going to be coming into it over the next few months. And I believe Venus is going to be going retrograde in Leo, but don't quote me on that. But Venus in Leo is the symbol of the lion. It's in the smallest version, the cat, like the house cat or kitten. So Venus is about relationships, all kinds of relationships. And Leo is about the family and interacting with children and having fun and going and splurging and, summertime kind of vibes within your relationships. And you're able to communicate all of that. It is very beautiful. For people that have a lot of Pisces, though, this may be a struggling time because those people are off-putting to you. Those feelings are a bit off-putting to you. So people with Pisces, just kind of beware that this season really isn't for you. But for people with Gemini and Leo and Libra and things like that, Sagittarius, all the fire and air, this will be like the kind of welcomed sigh of relief that you've been looking for. People that are specifically in Pisces, because Leo and Gemini do not align well with a lot of Pisces influence. So that's why I keep saying those people have to be more mindful that other people are feeling this way, and it's okay for them to feel this way. Don't, rain on the parade here. Saturn in Pisces sextile Jupiter in Taurus. So Saturn in Pisces Saturn is structure, it's wisdom, it's father time. Pisces is wavy, and they can't really make up their mind, and they kind of read the room and figure out how to be in the room without being noticed. Like they're very, under the radar. They're the last sign of the zodiac, so they just kind of get skimmed over, and they're okay with that. That's what they like. That's what they prefer, because they don't like being the center of attention. So Saturn being this construct in Pisces, which is this ethereal, spiritual, Saturn in Pisces people specifically tend to be very overly emotional. They're stupid empathetic, they're stupid sympathetic, they just take on everything. So if you feel like you are taking on a lot emotionally, let it ride, let it go, let it just pass over. But this is a sextile with Jupiter, so this is a positive alignment. Let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet, obviously, and it is all about expansion. In health astrology, it's inflammation. Jupiter is regarded like higher education. In Taurus, it's all about the home. Taurus is homely. Let's eat, let's relax, let's have fun, let's kick back, have some drinks, let's laugh. Tauruses are very funny, and this is a great combination for those. Uh, Actually, these political arguments or the religious arguments or anything that is really like a taboo subject that you don't really talk to people about, this is actually the time, if you're going to have those conversations, to have those conversations, because people are able to more easily handle the information rebuttal. Nobody's really going to get too into their own feelings or take it too personally. There's still going to be some emotion involved, but if you're going to have those conversations, now is actually kind of more of the time to have it. It sounds counterintuitive, but it actually does work. So that's my time. I really appreciate you watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that good jazz. And hit me up if you want a reading during this time. I'm scheduling about 6 weeks in advance. So peace out and take care, fam.